Good morning everyone. So today we will discuss chapter number 1, operating system and graphical user interface, its role and functions. So first point is computer is an electronic machine. It must be instructed to carry out various tasks. So it means computer is a machine, and if we want to perform any task on computer, then we should give instructions to the computer, because computer cannot do anything on its own. Second point is software consists of series of related instructions that tells the computer what task to perform and how to perform them. So basically there are two main components of computer. One is a hardware and second one is a software. So this chapter is based on software. So firstly we will discuss what is software. So software is a series of instructions that tell the computer system what to do and how to do. It means what task to perform and how to perform the task. And the third point is software is also called a program. Next is operating system. So first point is operating system is set of programs that contain instructions to coordinate all the activities of the computer. So operating system is a type of system software, and it gives, or we can say it is a set of programs that coordinate or that manages all the functions or all the activities of the computer. Second point is it manages hardware and software resources. So we can say operating system is a manager of the computer because it manages all the hardware and all the software resources. Third point is different operating systems are used by different sizes of computer. So there are so many operating systems, and on the different sizes of computer, different operating systems are used. Next is the example of operating system. First is Windows, second is Unix, and the last one is Mac operating system. So next point is operating system resides in hard disk. When we turn on computer, it gets loaded from hard disk to primary memory RAM. Note down the full form of RAM on your notebooks. It is random access memory. So before starting a computer, operating system resides in hard disk, and when we turn on the computer, it gets loaded. Loaded means copied from hard disk to primary memory RAM. So next point is operating system is like a manager of the computer system. So as I already told you, operating system is responsible for managing all the activities in the computer, and it manages both hardware and software resources. So we can say it is like a manager of computer system. It makes sure everything runs smoothly. So operating system is responsible that everything that is going in the computer, it runs smoothly without any interference. So next point is operating system has vital role to play in security. So operating system is also responsible for the security of computer system, and it prevents the unauthorized user to access the computer system. So next are the functions of operating system. First one is booting, second is memory management, third is processor management, fourth is device management, next is file management, and the last one is accessing the web. So we will discuss all these functions of operating system in detail. Next is functions of operating system. So first is booting. The process of starting and restarting of computer is called booting. It means the process in which we start the computer or restart the computer. This process in a computer is called booting. So next point is operating system resides in hard disk. When we turn on the computer, it gets loaded from hard disk to primary memory RAM. So this is again the same point, that before starting a computer, the operating system resides in hard disk, and when we turn on the computer, the instructions of operating system get loaded or copied from hard disk to primary memory RAM. Next is the types of boot. First one is cold boot, and second one is warm boot. So first we will discuss cold boot. So when we start our computer, this process is called cold boot, and second is warm boot. When we restart a computer that was already powered on, that was already in a on state, but again we restart a computer, when we use the restart option, this process is called warm boot. So the next function of operating system is processor management. It manages all the programs running on the processor at given time. It means the operating system is responsible for the execution or for the running of all the programs on the processor. Processor means CPU at a given time. So whenever we want to run or execute any program, the operating system load that program from hard disk into main memory, and operating system also keep track of the speed of the CPU. Next function of operating system is memory management. Operating system load data and instructions into RAM, allocate memory area means when program is running, and clears means deallocate memory when program finishes execution. It means the operating system load the data and instructions from hard disk into RAM. So the main point is whenever we want to run any program, the operating system load that program from hard disk into the main memory, and when the program finish its execution means when the program complete its execution, it take back all the memory resources from the program. So next function of operating system is file management. Operating system manages all the file related activities like creating files and folders, deleting, renaming, copying and moving, searching files, etc. So all the activities that are related with files and folders, that may be creation of files and folder in the computer, deletion of file and folder, renaming the file, copying the file from one location to another, or moving the file from one place to another, then is searching the files. All these activities, all these functions are managed by operating system. Next point is device management. Operating system control all the devices attached to computer. Every device has a device driver that tells operating system how to communicate with the device. So all the devices that are attached to computer or that are connected to computer, that may be input device like keyboard, mouse, or that may be output device like monitor, printer, all these devices which are connected to computer are controlled by the operating system. Next point is every device has a device driver. It means every device that is connected to computer has a particular device driver. Device driver is a type of program. So this is a type of program that tells, that inform the operating system that how operating system can communicate with the particular device. Next is accessing the web. So operating system provide means to establish internet connection. So operating system is also responsible for establishing the internet connections in the computer. So next point is user interface. So we interact with operating system through user interface. User interface control how we enter data and how information is displayed on the screen. So it means whenever we are interacting or communicating with operating system, we communicate or interact with operating system with the help of user interface. So user interface controls that how the user will enter the data into the computer and how the information is displayed on the screen. So next is types of operating system. First one is single user single tasking operating system. Next is multitasking operating system. Next one is multi-user operating system. Fourth one is multi-processing operating system. Next is real time operating system, and the last one is distributed operating system. So one by one we will discuss all the types of operating system in detail. So this is a first type of operating system, single user, single tasking operating system. So the first point is it allows a single user to run one program at a time. So as its name indicates, this is a single user operating system, means only one user can perform or run the program at a time, and the user is only able to run one program at a time. That's why it is known as a single tasking. Single tasking means user can run one program at a time. User is not able to perform more than one program or more than one task at a time. So second point is to run other program, we have to close the first one. Suppose initially the user was working on first program. Now the user want to run the second program. Then to run the second program, firstly the user have to close the first program. Next point is, for example, if you are writing letter in MS Word and you want to open MS Paint, then firstly you have to close MS Word. So suppose firstly we have opened Microsoft Word and we were writing letter in MS Word, and now we want to start MS Paint. Then to open MS Paint, firstly we have to close the first program, that is Microsoft Word. Next is multitasking operating system, and the first point is it allows single user to run two or more programs at the same time. It means in multitasking operating system only one user can work at a time, but it allows the user to run two or more programs at the same time. It means user can perform multiple tasks at the same time. Next is to run other program, we don't have to close the first one. It means suppose initially we were working on first program and now we want to run or execute second program, then there is no need to close the first one to run the second program, because in multitasking operating system we can run two or more programs at the same time. Next point is, for example, you can work on MS Word and MS Paint at the same time. It means as in a single tasking or single user operating system, we have to close the first program to run the second program, but in multitasking operating system, we can run both MS Word and MS Paint at the same time. So next is multi-user operating system. The first point is it allows two or more users to run two or more programs at the same time. So the term multi-user means it allows more than one user. It allows multiple users to run two or more programs at the same time. It means two or more users can perform multiple tasks in the operating system. Next is, for examples, network servers and supercomputer allow hundred of users at the same time. So network server and supercomputers are the example of multi-user operating system, because they allow hundreds of users to run more than one program at the same time. So the next type of operating system is a real-time operating system. Note down the full form of RTOS on your notebooks. It is real-time operating system. So the first point is it guarantees to work within a specified time limit. So it means real-time operating system is used to perform the task within a particular time limit. Second point is it is designed to run applications with very precise timing and high degree of reliability. So the real-time operating system is basically designed to run or execute those applications where timing is very important, and where there is a need of high degree of reliability, and there should be no delay in completing any work. So in that cases, real-time operating system is used. Next is, for example, it is used in scientific instruments controlling the machines and automation system. Automation system means automation systems are the control system. It control various processes and machinery in a factories. So real time operating system is used in various scientific instruments and controlling the machines. So the next type of operating system is distributed operating system. The first point is it is a network based operating system which is carried out on more than one machine in a cooperative manner. So this is a newer type of operating system which is network based, and in distributed operating system different computers are linked with each other or they are connected with each other, and various tasks are performed on more than one computer or on more than one machine in a cooperative manner. Because the tasks are performed in a cooperative manner, so it can distributed operating system can perform various tasks in a fast way. Next is, in this operating system computer communicate with one another with networks such as the internet or high speed cables. Because distributed operating system perform various tasks cooperatively on more than one machine, so different computers are connected with each other or they can communicate with each other by using internet or high speed cables. The last type of operating system is multi-processing operating system. So the first point is it supports two or more processors that run two or more programs at the same time. So multi-processing is a type of operating system in which two or more processors means CPUs are connected and they can run two or more programs at simultaneously. Simultaneously means at the same time. So the second point is it increases the speed of computer, because two or more CPUs are connected with one machine, so it will increase the processing speed of the computer and it can run more than one program at the same time.